Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, It's Healthy Podcast, where we discuss about healthy lifestyle and how to lose weight in a healthy way. Okay, one thing that also I want to point out in my future audiobook and online course is about the syntagm I don't feel like, or I feel like. All this craziness about feelings, I feel or I don't feel. And basically you have to understand that in most of the cases, in more natural, our brain is split in two parts. One emotional and one logical. And the study said that, and this is true, that the emotional part of your brain is 5 times stronger than the logical part. And the logical part is in front of your head, and the emotional part it's back somewhere over where is hypothalamus. If you want to search on Google to see exactly where it is. And when we decide to do something, if we are not aware about these ideas, how our brain works and how it's functioning, and why, if we don't ask ourselves questions after each action that we do and we don't like the outcome or we don't like in the position that we are, in most of the cases we will have this idea that this is the way I feel, or I don't feel like, or I feel like, or things like this, and it's not good. It's not really good, because you can't go in life based on your feelings. Okay, in most of the case, especially when it's about your health. Okay, when it's about your health, you don't have to stay and wait for your feelings. I know it sounds ridiculous, and what about love? What about all the other stuff about your guts, feelings, blah blah blah, all stuff? So, actually, it's a very thin line between extremes when it comes to feelings. That's why, for some of the actions, or some of the events that happen in your life, you have to get rid of this concept of feelings. I feel like, I don't feel like. And because I told you about how the emotional part and logical part of your brain works and exists inside of your body, if you want to create a natural balance between the logical part and the emotional part, and if you want both of them to work together to create a better life for you, you have to understand that the habits create this balance. Otherwise, everything that you will choose will be based on these two things, and in most of the cases will be based on your emotions and the way you control your emotions. For example, you created the habit to be an obese person. You created the habit to walk every single day with more than 20 kgs and do all the activities and all of this. If tomorrow I will say you have to start eating healthy, you have to exercise, you have to go running, you have to go to the gym, you have to do all these things to get from this situation will be something that you will get you from your comfort zone, because will get you from the comfort zone will create a friction from pulling you from the state you are and become healthier and stronger and all of this. But at this point, because it's so hard at the beginning, your brain and your emotional part will say, yeah, this is not good for me. This is not good for me. This is not good. I don't feel like doing it. No, I don't like it. It's not the moment. And all of these excuses will create this friction, okay? And your emotional part immediately will get inside, will get in front, will say, no, this is not for me. No, I can't do it, and all of that. But if I'll tell you tomorrow, because all this approach of getting obese and having more and carry with you every single day more than 20 kgs than the normal weight, becoming something natural, didn't happen in 1, 2, 3 months. Happened in 1 year, maybe 2 years, okay, maybe 3 years, maybe more. So, because of that, if tomorrow I'll come to you and say, hey, do you think we should go to a walk in the park? You know what? Do you think we should swap tomorrow, just tomorrow, just tomorrow? Do you think we can swap the breakfast that we have with some fruits, or maybe do you think tomorrow we shouldn't skip the breakfast? Maybe we should have breakfast. Let's see how we feel. Okay, how this goes, if we have more energy or not. Do you think we should do 10 squats today? Just 10 squats will be like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. What do you think about that? To feel some blood pumping in our muscles. These small things that you will do will not get so much friction between the logic part and the emotional part in your brain. So in this way, you make a connection and a great communication between the logic part and the emotional part inside of your brain. By doing these small adjustments in your diet, in your exercising, in the way you exercise and all of this stuff, you create the strong bond between these two parts of your brain, and will work together, because on the long run, the logic part will start amplifying and will start saying, hey, do you know how great I feel right now? Do you see the changes? Do you see the dress that I can wear right now, the jeans that I can wear right now? Look at me. Look how these clothes are staying on me. Look how I move right now. Oh, look, I don't know. I feel energized. So because of that, okay, this is the logical part where it presents you all the benefits that you have. And then the emotional part amplifies these benefits by feeding you with emotions and feeling good, and give you the perception that you feel good, you have to continue, you have to do more. So in this way, even the motivation will increase. It's amazingly, to be honest, how the brain works, and if you understand it, you will be amazed. So that's why the principle and the idea is to not push yourself too much in one row, but also don't try to relate every single dime on your feeling. And I will give you an example. I had a person who lost her kid. And I'm not next to her. She's in another country. I'm in UK. And the only thing that I can do is talk with her. Okay, it was one of my clients. And the only thing I can do is talk to her. And every time when I try to tell her, hey, you can go for a walk or you can do all these small bits, every time she tells me, I don't feel like. And she stays with this repeated thought that I don't feel like. And of course, it is a real problem over there and psychologically and all of that. But in this case, in this situation, if I were next to her in that country and I will grab her by her hand, okay, and do all these small bits, small steps, the process would be much simple. That's why in these situations, when you had a tragedy in your life, a big tragedy in your life, or you are very depressed, or you are obese, okay, and you are obese because of the depression and all the way, it's good to have friends that can grab you by your hand and start doing the small bits if you can't manage to do it. But I think everyone is strong enough to make the first step and make the smallest step that you can and keep going. And yeah, this idea of I don't feel like, I feel like, has to stop somewhere. And keep moving forward. And like grabbing, what is that expression? Grabbing the bull from the horns or something like this. So yeah, it's true. But first, you have to understand how your brain works. You have to understand how you can create a better communication between these two parts, logical and emotional. Which one is stronger? And if you don't believe me, try to look in your past at all the actions, decisions that you made, and ask yourself, hey, why did I make this decision? Because I feel what? Because I did what? Or, yeah, all of this stuff. Especially on those decisions that you were wrong. That the outcome was a negative one. Yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next episode. Bye.